namang pulis. Balikan mo natin ang Quirino Grandstand hostage crisis sa pagpapatrol naman ni Adrian Ayalin.
August 23, 2010 nang maganap ang Quirino Grandstand hostage crisis. Hinayjack ng na-dismiss na pulis na si Rolando Mendoza ang isang tourist bus na may sakay ng mga Chinese tourists mula Hong Kong at ilang Pilipino. 10 oras na tumagal ang hostage taking. Kasama na ang 1.5 oras na palitan ng puto sa dalawang resorting pulis at ni Mendoza. Umaga nang kinumandar ni Mendoza ang tourist bus sa Fort Santiago hanggang sa mapunta ang bus sa tapat mismo ng Quirino Grandstand. Nagkaroon ng negosasyon at hiniling ni Mendoza na ibalik siya sa serbisyo. Pumagitan ng kapatid ni Rolando na si Gregorio na isa ring pulis, pero inaresto si Gregorio. Napapanood pala ni Rolando ang live coverage ng hostage taking mula sa TV sa loob ng bus at nakita ang kapatid na inaresto. Kaya ito na nagwanak si Rolando. At sunod-sunod na ang narinig na putok bago mag-alas 8 ng gabi. 8 Chinese tourists ang patay, pati ang hostage taker na si Mendoza. Dahil sa insidente, nagkaroon ng lamat ang relasyon ng China at Pilipinas. Napatikos ang paghawak ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas dahil nauwi sa madugong insidente ang hostage taking. Hiningi pa ng gobyerno ng Hong Kong na mag-sorry si Pangulong Noynoy Aquino. Pero ang lokal na gobyerno ng Maynila ang humingi ng tawad. Nakulaan din maging ang media dahil sa live coverage ng hostage taking, pati ang partisipasyon ng ilang media men sa mismong negosasyon. Adrian Ayalin, ABS-CBN News.
Okay, so those are only one of the instances from which yung tourism industry ay nalalagay sa mga panganib. It happened in 2010 and fortunately ito yung walo yung namatay ng mga Chinese nationals and nagkaroon po ng hate campaign ng mga Chinese po sa Hong Kong before na pag nakakita sila ng mga Pilipino, they maltreat na yung mga Pilipino. It's because of this. May kapalpakan naman din talaga yung mga gobyerno natin, paano nila nirespond itong hostage taking na to. So another thing, na ito pa yung isa sa mga nakakabahala din in relation to security of the tourists, kasi tourism kayo is this. Okay, so let's watch this one.
The entire McCann case has become a phenomenon.
If you made a dozen movies out of this, nobody would believe them.
I've done thousands of cases. With the Madeleine case, I've seen the worst things a human being can see. The worst.
It's said that a 3-year-old British girl has been abducted in Portugal.
If your child isn't safe at a resort, where is she safe? The media, they said, daughter the most high-profile missing child in the world. Some individuals represented a significant person of interest.
Police say they are now treating a British man as a suspect.
They wanted me to confess. I actually felt I was being set up.
The police had suspicions that there was some collusion happening during the night, that money went missing.
This could be the breakthrough. Here it is, it all fits. Statistically, it's likely to be someone who is in close proximity with the child.
McCanns and their friends revised their timeline.
There is no way Kate and I are involved in this abduction.
The police leaked information to the press.
Those cops lied. Then there was the surprise. The head of the investigative unit was under investigation himself.
Police started an element with a sheer number of sexual predators in the area. At the time,
It's very easy to use children to other predators.
human trafficking is a massive problem.
The value that Madeleine had was really high. There's always something left to do till you find her.
Okay, so this is a true-to-life story about the disappearance of a 3-year-old Madeleine McCann. Nagbakasyon sila sa Portugal and yung magulang bumaba to socialize with friends. Then pagbalik nila, wala na si Madeleine and she was abducted. So recent report that Madeleine McCann was nagkaroon ng human trafficking. And she was abused, sexually abused, and then later on she was murdered. So ito isa sa mga, isa sa mga reasons bakit meron tayong tinatawag na security in the workplace. Maraming mga bagay na mga tao din na namamatay because of some terrorism and some of these mga talagang gusto nilang manakit ng tao or gusto nila talagang to take advantage of mga tao po or mga turista, or not only turista but generally sa buong organization and community. And it is really very alarming kasi nakakatakot at marami po ngayon ng mga masasamang loob. Mapapansin po natin sa Facebook itself, sa social media, mapapansin niyo po na marami pong mga hackers din doon. Ako, actually lagi na meron akong nare-receive ng mga emails na informing na sila ay isang empleyado ng isang bangko, tapos nagbibigay ng award. Sabihin, meron po kayong napanalunan na ganitong amount po, ide-deposit po namin sa bangko. So, baka mga ganun na too good to be true. Meron naman mga nagte-text, nagko-congratulate dahil nanalo ako sa ganitong patimpalak, or nagko-congratulate dahil tinanggap ako sa isang trabaho na knowing, teka sandali, wala naman akong patimpalak na sinasalihan, wala naman akong trabaho na ina-applyan. Tapos sasabihin, click this link. So those are activities ng mga nakakalungkot na mga tao na ang gusto lang nila maghasik ng lagim at saka mag-take advantage sa ibang tao. Okay, so ito ang focus natin ngayon. It's all about workplace security. Not only siguro sa safety ng mga tao, but also yung safety po ng mga information, safety ng building, safety ng mga kasangkapan ng isang organization. So these are the things that we need to do as part of our risk management. Sige, so let's watch this workplace security training video and let's learn from this one.
Process. Cooking is a form of processing.
We hear about it almost every day. Somewhere, something bad has happened in a workplace. An employee has been shot by an angry coworker or an estranged spouse. A bomb has been set off and people have been injured. A truckload of valuable product is missing. Or a company's computer system has been hacked and the credit card information of millions of customers has been stolen. These things don't just happen somewhere else. They can occur in our own city or town, even our own company. But having a good workplace security program in place can often prevent these situations from occurring. In this course, we will discuss the importance of workplace security, how to identify vulnerabilities in your facility, and the types of policies and procedures that need to be included in your workplace security program.
Okay, so on this segment, ang aaralan natin dito is about issues, okay, with regards to security and then yung mga vulnerabilities. Okay, ano yung mga reasons paano nakakapasok and also yung mga vulnerable areas po sa workplace natin.
The first step in creating and implementing a workplace security program is to form a plan. To do that, you will need to assemble a team that will work to identify the types of security issues your facility may face and what can be done to protect the company from harm. The team should include people from all of the company's operating departments. If possible, local law enforcement personnel should be included as well. Having multiple perspectives regarding what is of value in your facility and where your facility's vulnerabilities are is important, and law enforcement can provide an outside view as well as insights based on what they have seen at other facilities in the area. Once your team is assembled, the first thing that they should do is to create 3 lists. The first list should catalog anything of value that someone might want to steal from your facility.
Okay, so as part ng management, darating ang time magiging part na kayo ng management. So hopefully, yung organization na pupuntahan ninyo is one of the priority itong tinatawag na security. Okay, so on the first list, ililista ano yung mga valuable items na may possibility na pwedeng mawala or gustong nakawin.
The second list should identify your facility's points of vulnerability.
Okay, so second list naman is binanakawin. Ngayon, ang tanong is, paano nila nanakawin? So, ina-identify dito, anong mga areas sa lugar noong organization or sa isang building kung saan makakapasok ang mga masasamang loob.
Ability that could open the door for an unlawful entry. The third list should contain any type of security issue that your facility could be subject to, such as potential perpetrators of domestic violence, or disgruntled customers or employees looking to harm someone, terrorism, either by foreign or domestic groups, the possibility of purposeful product contamination or other sabotage, data breaches that could result in stolen data or ransom demands, and theft. Of course, all of this is influenced by the type of business that you're in. For example, a jewelry store will need to pay particular attention to their merchandise, including how easy it is for someone to get their hands on it. And a bank has the same type of concern regarding its product, the money that is on site. Whereas hospitals and other medical facilities must not only guard materials that are used there, such as drugs, but also their staff and patients who might be subject to an attack. Manufacturing locations may have valuable raw materials or high-priced finished products. And warehouses can contain all types of desirable merchandise. Your facility's normal entrances are an obvious vulnerability, but not necessarily the only location issue. There could well be other ways someone could gain access, such as through loading docks, fire exits, or even windows. And if employees work outside the facility or in isolated areas, they could be at risk as well. The more security issues and vulnerabilities your team can identify, the more successful your company's security plan will be.
Okay, so na-identify na yung mga gustong nakawin, depende kung anong business meron, di ba? Ito yung may mga businesses talaga. So kasama din dito yung mga information na mga information theft po yan. Ngayon, ang titingnan naman natin dito is dahil nga pwedeng pumasok ang mga masasamang loob at pwedeng pumasok yun sa mga, syempre of course sa doors, okay? Pwede din yung mga, pwedeng pasukan nila like for example, windows and other yung mga guang po yun na pwedeng pasukan ng tao. Okay, so ngayon, paano naman daw patitibayin itong mga physical security? Okay, so let's watch this.
How you control access to your facility is one of the most important aspects of your security plan. Restricting access goes a long way toward preventing theft and property damage, isolating sensitive work areas, and most importantly, protecting employees from harm. Physical security addresses all of these things, often by using some type of protective barrier. So it's imperative that your company determine which types of barriers are already in place, if any upgrades are required, and what additional measures may be needed. For almost all facilities, doors are the primary security measure for controlling access and prohibiting unauthorized entry. As well as being visually pleasing, the solid glass doors that are used in many entrances offer a clear view of anyone who approaches or enters your building. But they can also be vulnerable to being smashed. Changing the glass in entryways and windows to security glass or adding strengthening film to current glass can fortify these access points. Other exterior doors that are out of plain sight or lead to areas where large quantities of raw materials or finished goods are stored may need to be beefed up as well. You might want to install more secure doors in places such as telephone and server closets, utility rooms, and designated safe rooms as well. Steel and solid wood doors are especially suited to protecting a workplace. Unlike hollow wooden doors, they won't crack and they can be more difficult to break down. Many steel doors are also drill-proof, chemical resistant, bulletproof, and fire resistant, which helps to protect against break-ins and arson. But strong doors by themselves are only half the answer. They won't stop unwanted entry to your building if they have faulty or easily manipulated locks. For years, traditional locks and keys were the standards for workplace security, but most key locks can easily be picked or drilled out, and lost or stolen keys can be copied. At the least, this can result in costly lock replacements. At worst, it can lead to an unauthorized entry, which is why many facilities have gone to key card or keypad systems. These systems provide a higher level of security than traditional locks, since they can't be picked. And if a key card is lost or keypad codes are stolen, the locks can be quickly turned off or reprogrammed.
Yan, di ba? Dati kasi sa mga hotels, mga susi talaga eh. So ngayon, pinalitan na nila, no? Ginawa na nila mga key cards. So mga key cards na yun, controlled yun ng computer. So hindi ka rin makakaakyat dun sa floor na pupuntahan mo without that key card. So yun po yung mga deterrent, ano, para hindi basta-basta mapapasok yung mga facilities or itong mga buildings na to. Okay? Para hindi mapasok ng mga masasamang loob.
While it may take some time to sort through all of your physical security options, with some effort, you should be able to determine what will work best for your company and its security needs.
Okay, since diniscuss dito kung paano patitibayan, ano, para hindi makapasok yung mga masasamang loob, okay, with regards sa door, ang mga safety. Kaya ngayon naman, strengthening naman yung tinatawag na physical security. Okay? Through providing lighting, kasi ang mga magnanakaw, mga samang loob, ayaw nila na maliwanag. So mag-i-install ng mga lighting, surveillance cameras, and other alarms. So let's watch this one.
People often think physical security mainly consists of physical barriers. But strong doors, locks, and bulletproof glass are not the only forms of physical security that can be used in a workplace. These days, facilities are supplementing traditional physical security measures with increased exterior lighting, surveillance systems, and alarms. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, the third most common place for crimes to occur is a parking lot. And this is not just theft and vandalism. Nearly 1,400 violent crimes like assault and robbery are committed in parking lots each day. So keeping your parking lots and entryways well lit during early morning and evening hours is vital to the safety and security of your employees. At the very least, all of your building's exterior lighting should be checked to verify that it is functioning properly. Any needed repair should be scheduled immediately, and new lights should be installed in any areas that need it. If your workplace is like most, it is typically vacant at night, which makes it more likely to be burglarized then than during daytime working hours. Adding both indoor and outdoor surveillance cameras to your building and posting signs as to their existence can act as a deterrent, as well as aid law enforcement in their investigations. There are also a variety of alarms that can help to defend your facility against all types of security risks. Intrusion alarms can discourage unlawful entry by letting burglars know that they have been noticed, as well as notify local law enforcement that a break-in is occurring at your building. Employee-activated duress alarms, like the systems used in banks, can help to prevent violence in your facility by silently calling for help during robberies or active shooter incidents. Many of these alarms can be integrated into your building's fire control system, door access controls, and surveillance cameras. And tech-based systems can include apps or other software that allow you to monitor things from devices such as tablets and smartphones.
Yan, actually, ang dami na ngayon ng mga technology para ma-monitor natin yung lugar natin. And isa sa mga very effective po na deterrent yan yung CCTV camera. Working CCTV camera kasi minsan may mga times yung CCTV hindi naman working. So, maganda yun na nakikita din natin. Kasi pagka may CCTV camera, medyo mag-iisip sila kung gagawa sila ng kalokohan o hindi. So, dapat din well-lighted yung mga areas. Lalo na sa mga parking lots, kailangan well-lighted sila. Kasi karamihan sa mga crimes nangyayari po sa mga parking lots.
I'm a top freelancer.
Instead of working at one Fortune 500 company.
In business today, it seems like you can accomplish almost anything with technology. Thanks to computers and the internet, your company can communicate with customers and business partners around the world via email and video conferencing, manage payroll, expenses, and payments with online banking, keep an accurate inventory of products, train and educate employees with online learning courses, and much more. While this technology opens up a whole new world of opportunities for your business, it can also leave you open to the threat of cyber crimes. Thieves are no longer just interested in stealing your company's physical assets. They want all types of your digital information as well, from customer data to banking records. Although cybersecurity can be a very large and complex topic, there are 3 easy-to-follow guidelines that can go a long way toward helping to protect your company's digital information. Use strong passwords. Don't open suspicious emails, attachments, or links. And never use public Wi-Fi without a virtual private network VPN. Let's look at each of these in more detail. Using strong passwords is one of the simplest yet most effective forms of cybersecurity. Passwords should be at least 16 characters long and include upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. The more complex and random the password is, the more difficult it will be for hackers to crack. You should avoid using children's names, birthdays, pets' names, or other personal information for your password. Hackers will often search your social media pages or company bios to find and try those. Using sequential numbers or letters in your password is also a no-no. When hackers are trying to determine password patterns, they often key in sequential numbers and letters first. You should also create a different password for every computer or account that you access. If a hacker does manage to steal one of your passwords, they will quickly test it on all of your accounts to see what it will unlock. And if you really want to stay ahead of cyber criminals, you should change your passwords every month. Even if you create very secure passwords, you aren't out of the cybersecurity woods yet. You also have to watch out for phishing. Phishing occurs when cyber criminals impersonate the email account on the outside and have evacuation bars inside. If a door needs to be left opened or can't be closed due to a faulty lock, it should never be left unattended. If key cards, codes, or physical keys are lost or stolen, this should be reported to your department supervisor immediately so they can quickly deactivate the cards, reprogram codes, or replace the locks and issue new keys. Making sure that security devices are working properly is also important. At least once a month, department supervisors should inspect all locks or key devices in their area for damage. In the event a visitor somehow does gain access through an exterior door, someone should approach them from a safe distance and ask them to leave immediately or come to the main entrance to log in. If there are any concerns about the visitor's intentions, they should be followed from a safe distance to confirm their exit while someone calls the authorities.
Yan. Isa sa mga actually naging concern ko sa school natin before. Hindi ko lang alam kung nakakapasok kayo sa school kasi mga first year kayo. Pero from what I've heard sa mga ibang estudyante, nakakapasok sila ng kaya nilang magdala ng mga deadly weapons. So, merong nagsabi din si isang estudyante, just recently ngayon, kasi isang section, i-read kasi siya, may mga kaklase daw siya before na nakakapagpasok ng balisong. Yun. Makikita nga din talaga natin sa school, hindi mahigpit yung security measures ng mga security guards. Sa ibang school kasi, for example, sa FEU or UST, hindi basta-basta makakapasok ang isang estudyante dahil ano na sila dun biometric na sila. Sa atin kasi wala ID lang sa atin pero ang ID ang daling dayain minsan hindi naman tinitingnan yung mukha mo doon. Mag-uniform lang. Isang sa mga estudyante, tinry niya. Ito din, isang section dito nung Monday nung Tuesday nung nag-discuss kami. Sabi niya, ma'am, senior high school ako that time pero tinry kong pumasok sa Fatima. Nagsuot daw siya ng uniform ng IT. Tapos gumamit daw siya ng ID lace ng Fatima. Nakapasok siya at naka-attend siya ng klase. So, I think isa yun sa mga dapat na tingnan din ng school kasi ang daming estudyante, di ba? Ang dami ninyo so, kung merong siraulo na pumasok doon at hindi mahigpit, pwedeng, buti na lang, hindi tayo sa Amerika, kahit kindergarten yan, nursery, may pinapasok na mga kindergarten school and then bigla na lang namamaril. So, hopefully, sana hindi mangyari sa school po natin. So, yun yung mga instances na talagang kailangan proactive tayo pagdating sa workplace security or any security matters. Okay, so let's continue watching.
There was a time when it seemed like violence only occurred in businesses that handle cash, like banks and convenience stores, or places that served alcohol, such as bars and nightclubs. Today, the sad truth is that violence can occur in any workplace for a variety of reasons, and planning for how to deal with an incident should be part of every facility's security plan. There are a number of things your company can do to effectively deal with workplace violence and help to minimize harm if it does occur, such as making sure all employees understand the run, hide, fight principle. Run away from the violence if possible. If you can't escape, hide. Only fight as a last resort. Developing communication techniques that employees can use to alert each other of potential incidents. Establishing evacuation routes for safely and quickly exiting the facility. And setting up secure rooms or areas where any employees who are unable to evacuate the building can safely wait until the event is over and everything is secure. If a workplace violence event appears to be developing, employees and the authorities need to know about it immediately. Having emergency communication methods in place can help people to alert each other to the possible danger and take swift action. A phone tree arrangement can quickly and effectively get a brief emergency message out to everyone in your facility. Text messages are often best since they are silent and don't run the risk of being heard by perpetrators. There should be a primary point person in each department whose responsibility is to notify several other designated co-workers of the emergency situation. These other employees then alert the rest of the department of the situation. Additionally, an emergency contact list for local police, fire, and ambulance groups should be posted at every desk, workspace, and common area in your building, so that anyone in the facility can contact the authorities if necessary. For rapid dialing, emergency numbers should be preset on internal phones, and employees should add them to their cell phones as well. When a workplace violence event seems unavoidable, everyone should vacate the building ASAP. This is where clearly defined evacuation routes will help people make an organized and quick exit. Using your building's floor plans, maps should be created with arrows that clearly show the nearest evacuation routes and exits for each area, as well as exterior meeting places where employees should gather. In addition to being posted in each work area, every employee should be provided with a copy of their map so they can familiarize themselves with their evacuation routes, exits, and meeting places. If someone is unable to exit the building, they should immediately take shelter in a safe room or area until the threat is over and the building is declared secure by the authorities. If your building doesn't currently include any safe areas, employees should use a windowless room with a sturdy, solid core or steel door. If a windowless room is unavailable, the windows of the room should be covered if possible. Employees should get low to the ground and hide somewhere that is away from the windows and doors.
May nangyari, hindi ko alam kung anong year yun eh, kung saan 9 o'clock ng umaga pagbukas ng bangko, may nakapasok na armed man. Tinali niya yung mga empleyado sa likod ng kamay nila, pinadapa. And then may mga kliyente na that time and he started to kill. Actually, yung mga empleyado doon namatay. Na ano yun eh, na movie yun eh. I think si Robin Padilla nga yung naging lead ano doon. May nangyayari pong ganyan, ano? Hindi ko lang alam yung mga security natin dito sa bangko na paano nila na pe-prevent yung mga ganitong klaseng mga sasamang loob na nakakapagdala. Actually, sa mall itself meron ako napanood sa mall na nagbasag sila ng jewelry shop talaga. Ang lakas ng loob nila. I think that was siguro nearly magko-close na yung mall. Ang lalakas ng loob, no? Nagdala sila ng hammer. So, nakakataka, bakit I think siguro nakapasok doon sa merong kotse. So naglagay sila sa kotse siguro, nakapasok sila, may hammer doon. Akyat nila, nagnakaw sila talaga ng jewelry. Malalakas talaga mga loob nila.
As we've seen, in today's world, workplace security involves a lot more than just turning off the lights and locking the doors. Let's review. The first step in creating a workplace security program is to form a plan. The key to any security program is identifying a facility's security issues and vulnerabilities. Controlling access to your facility is one of the most important aspects of your security plan. Safeguarding your company's information can be as vital as safeguarding your facility. Even if your facility is physically secure, it's important to monitor potential access points and visitors. Employees need to be trained regarding what to do if a workplace violence event occurs and where and how to evacuate the facility. While workplace security is more complex today than it ever used to be, you can help your company implement a comprehensive workplace security program so that you and your coworkers can go home safe at the end of every day.
Additional information. Okay, so workplace security provides the company a peace of mind to every business, including us employees and also the customer. So kung alam natin na maganda ang security ng isang kumpanya, okay, makaramdam tayo ng peace of mind and security. Okay, very important din sa business that proper facility maintenance. So every now and then, kasama to sa policy at saka sa program kung saan yung proper facility maintenance and also properly maintained to keep the unauthorized people to have access to the area. Okay, isa din sa mga dapat tignan din dito, yung server room. Okay, server room kasi nandun lahat yung mga information of the company. Okay, it stores a lot of significant amount of important data and should be protected from any illegal intrusions. Okay, another thing is that every workplace must have an emergency plan. Yan, kagaya nito, no? Dapat may mga emergency plans and also protocols in various locations of the building. Regular emergency drills need also to be performed to prepare the staff to be alert in case of an emergency. Another thing is the surveillance system. Kailangan din po ito. It plays a vital role to monitor the activities in the workplace. So the main objective of the workplace surveillance is to protect the assets and valuable information as well as the people in the company. So iwasan natin dito yun. Okay? So that's all that covers the security in the workplace. Okay, so ito ang ating gagawin. Hanggang alas 5 naman po ito. Dahil nga medyo nahihirapan din kami na to draw out at magkakaroon po ng engagement ng mga estudyante. So mahirap kasi sa part namin na hindi namin alam kung naiintindihan nyo o hindi. So, ganun pa rin ang gagawin natin. Meron pa rin tayong small group discussion so that I can see and check if you clearly understand ang ating topic ngayon. So, all grouping pa rin tayo. Please, also, kung hindi naman sila nag-contribute at wala naman po sa discussion, huwag nyo na ilagay yung pangalan po nila. Okay? So, you need to create a meaningful discussion about security in the workplace. You don't need to watch the video kasi we already have watched the video. So, ito po yung mga discussion questions natin. What is the main purpose of workplace security program? Then, also, provide some examples of security threats sa bangko, sa hotel, sa restaurants, food and beverages or restaurants, and also yung mga tourism sectors po nyo. Tingnan nyo na lang. Tumingin kayo na, kagaya kanina, di ba, meron ako share ng mga TV patrol. So, hanapin nyo din kung ano yung mga security threats doon. Ngayon, you are going to discuss. Basahin nyo lang. Actually, nandun naman sa video lahat yan with regards to sa facility maintenance, server room security, emergency exits, unauthorized access, and information security and workplace surveillance. Nandito lahat yon sa video na pinanood natin. Pero there is an additional information. Kung may libro po kayo sa risk management natin na libro, kasi meron naman po kayo doon, so you will need to use that book that is found in page 91 to 97. You don't need to read the upon discussion, you just give your insights about it. Then, i-record nyo po yung discussion. Huwag nyo na pa masyadong lagyan ng mga ano-anong clarity pa. I just want to see if you are really discussing things. Nag-uusap-usap po kayo. So, simpleng video, okay lang sa akin yun. Then, yung file name niyo, ganun pa rin yung surname ng mga members who presently discussed the topic. Deadline, mamaya hanggang alas 6 ng hapon po ito. So, any questions po dito about itong ating pinag-aralan? Hopefully, sana may natutunan tayo ngayong araw na to sa pangangalaga po ng tao, customers, at the same time sa ating negosyo in the future. Any questions? Wala? O sige, okay lang. Wala namang problema doon. So, maririnig ko naman ang mga boses ninyo pagka nag-discuss po kayo. So, kung wala na pong tanong, very clear naman. Nasa canvas po lahat yung instructions ko. And yung mga nag-miss ng videos, titingnan ko na lang sa link ha. So, pakisend na lang po yung link doon sa discussion board. So, thank you so much, class. And I will see you next week. 3 remaining topics na lang tayo and then we're done with risk management. Okay? So, goodbye, class. Thank you for attending my class.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you po.